This is Dan Max, EXPI Realty, aka the Trading Agent, and this is your live daily market recap into the close for Tuesday, August 30th, 2022. Give it a few minutes if you want, and you're watching this live as a recap. Wait till the 6-minute mark. I want a few people to get in here. Again, if you have any questions, please wait till the end. If you're newer to the channel, I'd like to do a live recap. I record it. I save part of it, send it out for friends and family, and then at the end of these, I usually will open mic it. So we can just kind of free flow from there. So if you have questions, appreciate if you wait till the end, unless it pertains to the current trade we're in. So let's just give it a minute, some people to roll in. Again, I appreciate you guys. If there's anybody here, can you guys hear me? That's always a good start. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. So another down day. Mic check. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Hopefully it works. We good? Gang, let me give it a minute or two. People come strolling in. Yep, good. Just got done playing basketball for a couple hours. Loud and clear. Good. Sound of video. Again, think about it. Tomorrow I should have the new monitors. This screens are 1600 by 1200. Unfortunately, if you're watching it on a desktop or some sort of laptop, it's got these bars on it. Tomorrow it will not be there. I promise. I will delay the recording until I get those monitors hooked up, because you want to be able to see it full screen. I mean, I know for me, I want to see it full screen. Not a fan. And unfortunately, with the way the software works is with OSB, it's not letting me switch to a different kind of square laptop 1920 by 1080 format. So I apologize. Glad it sounds good. Hopefully people are doing well. How about that oil trade? How about getting stopped out of CCJ? Hey, I tell you guys, I want to be the best loser possible. When I get in, and I'll show you where I got in on CCJ. Once it blew it out, game over. It's fine. I mean, you got to learn how to be the best loser in trading. But we're also getting some upside. Yeah, Exxon Mobil, gotcha, girl, gotcha, friend. So give it a second. Again, I'm still expecting the market to touch the 390s. Mid 390s at some point on the SPY. If it doesn't get there and you took profits today partially, good for you. I mean, more you're up, less you own. So if you're 100% invested short at the moment going into the close, that might not be the best thing. Because again, what I tell you, cash is good. Like if the market goes lower, great. If it pops, now you got bullets to fire. If you're 100% all in, I entered CCJ earlier and I got stopped out. While we're just popping and hanging out for a minute, let me pull up my 10-minute and you can see where I got in. So it was working for a second. It was absolutely working for a second. I got in here around the 29 and it backed off and then it went higher. So that's what happens. You win some, you lose some. Can't win them all. But I have the CCJ chart here because I do have some upside target zones here, potentially trend lines. Now again, I'm not really. Again, I think it should go lower, but there are better trades to short. But at this point, it's pretty hard not to want to short this stuff because again, in a bear market, nothing's safe. And if it does work out, well, congrats to the bulls. I mean, I'm not. People go, "Oh, you're snarky. You just won't give up on uranium." It's like, well, again, change the name from uranium to oil. What happened? Who remembers CF and all the ag names? Somebody was shorting that. Oh, love it. Nice work. Nothing's safe, guys. It just doesn't work like that. It's a bear market. Oh, but it's cheap. Well, guess what? Things get cheaper. U.S. Steel. Is it trading at a 1 PE? I think so. So, will I short CCJ today? No. I won't get back into it. No way. That is not the rule. Once I get stopped out, I zoom out. And when I zoom out, I see upside maybe to 30. I mean, it's a big round number. Keep in mind, people chasing into the end of the quarter, under the month. Give it a few more seconds, and then I'm going to do my intro, and we'll get going. We're streaming live, though. Appreciate you guys. All right. This is Dan Max at EXPI Realty, aka the Trading Agent, and this is your daily market recap for Tuesday, August 30th, 2022. Glad you could be here. If you're newer to the channel, please check out the Discord room. Link in the description below. We're talking all things trading all the time. This channel is built for traders who have knowledge about trading but need to perfect their edge. They're having difficulties being consistent. They know how to trade, but there's things that they're doing wrong. The goal here is to grow as a channel. And again, keep in mind, I will not be public forever. My goal is not to be public forever. It's just to kind of help people build the edge and then what? Move forward. That's the goal. Again, you don't need me. I'm teaching you how to fish. You don't need me eventually. So on that note, let's get into it. My thoughts on the market. Again, I'm not going to, let me get off of CCJ. That's a bad one to be on because honestly, it's not really that important to me at the moment. Let me move some screens around so I can watch the chat, see things, see what's going on. Tax cert. Oh, I'm getting emails. Yeah, let me, again, this is the problem when I got too many monitors. All right, let's just start on the SPY real quick. What did we say? I set my alarm for the 395.04, I guess. I still think it's going lower. Remember, this is a doji sandwich. Everyone's going to be yelling what? Head and shoulders bottom at some point. We're going to get there. I just don't know if it's today. Do we have to pop? Because you have to think of the circumstances of, even in a bull market, you have pullbacks. In a bear market, you have rallies back. Now, the VIX and the 26 is not that scary to me. That doesn't say impending doom. Okay? So, just be smart. I mean, it could be volatile. End of the month, new money coming in. Tomorrow, if you go look at the Stock Traders Almanac, it's seasonally bullish. How bullish? Could it just be another doji? I don't know. I'm telling you guys, I've said this over and over. You got to be careful. Wave 1, Wave 2, Wave 3. And now remember, I hate wave theory, but I like just the structure of understanding sentiment, retail mentality. This one, it's just a pullback. It's just a correction. Now it might turn into bear market, and if it does, the market's going to puke at some point. People are like, how do you know when the bottom is? When everyone gives up. All right. Let me do what I traditionally do. Where is it? Let me bring some trading view into action. Oil. You're welcome. If you took that trade, great trade, by the way. Awesome. Awesome sauce, right? Wouldn't we agree that was good? Gouda, like the cheese. Got it. At this point, what do we talk about? Oil, nothing's safe. And now people are like, oh, CCJ is safe. It's like, we'll look at CF later. We'll look at gold, silver. Again, I don't know if CCJ collapses today. I'm not really betting on that. I took a trade, stopped out. But what I'm saying is that when markets liquidate, nothing's safe. They throw the baby out with the bathwater. That saying is so old in trading, but it's true. It just is. Nothing's safe because do you know why? You have to think about what? All of the players out there who have to liquidate, margin calls. Good things get sold too. It's not just that nothing, you know what I mean? Like it's everything gets sold. That's why it's called blood on the streets, panic. Everybody's freaking out. And that's what you got to love and be patient for. Because at the lows, nobody wants this. Bitcoin, little concerned, are we not? I mean, we're breaking the channel. I mean, I know it's slow, but it doesn't look bullish. I mean, I've said for a while, like you needed to get out of this channel and go higher, and you just couldn't. And unfortunately, I have a lot of friends that are bullish this stuff, and I'm like, you got to be careful, man, because it's like, it's no different. The more mainstream Bitcoin gets, the more likely it will get liquidated. That's just the sad reality. All right? I don't know what to tell folks. I just don't know what to tell folks who are bullish this stuff. The dollar. Everybody thinks the dollar is going lower, and I love it because it just keeps holding up. If you're familiar with our thesis, it's the dollar doesn't end on a smash. It ends on a rip-roaring rocket higher to the moon. That's how it ends up. And look at the monthly. You're breaking out of major monthly support all the way back to the 2007. I know UUP isn't that old, or is not the DXY. But what do we know? Dollar's going higher. Like, you have to think about it. Like, when everything goes to junk, people are going to demand dollars. They want yuan, they want peso, do they want euro, do they want anything? No, they're going to want dollars. And until that changes, please don't bet against it. TLT, I've said this is kind of de facto oil short. It's holding up. Now we were like, oh, lower rates good for the market. Well, good and bad at times. sometimes when the rates, and again, let's go look at the monthly. When the rates start going screaming lower, like in 2008, that's because it was fear. That's a fear-driven. That's a fear-driven buy. Again, I always tell people, markets like stable rates. They like low rates, but they don't like rate volatility. Because then it spooks the market. Everyone's like, what is going on? What is going on? All right. Hopefully you know what's going on here with the bond market. Again, I think bonds will get bought. But remember, we talked about the pattern. Seasonality-wise, it chopped before 2008. I mean, here, I'll go back to the monthly real quick. Like, look at this box. This was the choppiness of the bond market in 2008. Here's the choppiness of the bond market now. I don't know. Maybe bonds get blown out because that starts the next market drop. I don't know. You got to play the probabilities. I mean, I like bonds. I think they're safer than stocks near term. People are like, that's crazy, man. Well, I don't know about that. The VIX, what did we say? Every bottom has a what? A reverberation. Here's our pop and our pullback, right? Here's your pop and your pullback in April, right? Here is your pop and your pullback in January, right? Well, now what? I want slow VIX action because then I can really leverage a trend. I don't want the straight line move up to the 30s. Because the straight line move obviously is great for getting paid quickly, but I want to milk this out. I want this kind of stuff like in February. I want to milk this trend for all it's worth. Because if it goes in a straight line, I can't trade around my position, right? Like we want to see pops to take shorts. Make sense? Comprende? So, but people are like, it's not bearish. It's like, look at the VIX and why are we short tech? Because guess what? Tech has broken the downtrend. It's pretty simple. Pretty simple. Got it? Clear? SPY. Now we're going into tomorrow. Again, end of the month. First and last 3 days of the month. If somebody will drop the video into the chat link about it, that'd be cool. Because again, it's about money moving around. And if you don't know why, I'll just do a quick synopsis. Think about the end of the month. People are squaring out their positions. They want to look great for your statements that are coming in the mail, right? They want everybody to have great, amazing statements. And when I say that, like statements, like think about it. You're going to get something in the mail. Your portfolio institutional owners are going to want to do what? Want to look like they own the owners or the winners, and they're going to want to sell the losers because that's what they do. They don't really know what's going on. They just chase the market. And some of these people go, oh, no, my financial advisor is great. Okay, well, most of the time it's not. It's never about actually executing. You know how they say you can't time the market? Well, that's why they always say that, because then they can get off with this whole like fugazi game where it's like, we can't charge or we can't predict the market, but we'll take 2% and 20. Take your fees. You could have bought any. You could have done a better job yourself. So you have that, and then also you have position squaring. So they sell losers, they buy winners, and then in the start of the month, what typically happens? New fund flows, right? From your IRAs, from your 401ks, people put money to work. So it's like it's a typical recurring pattern. So there will be a bounce. It's just sometimes if there is no bounce, that is really bearish because that means somebody is unloading big enough on top of new money coming in. But typically again, you wouldn't want to do that to yourself, but unless you really think something bad's going to happen. So maybe it's tomorrow. Maybe this is the down candle. I think you're going to probably hit our targets tomorrow, but even if not, please raise some cash. I raised some cash today. I think all these things are going to go to these targets at some point. I just don't know if it's going to be tomorrow. I don't know if it's going to be Thursday or Friday. Again, we had the jobs numbers coming out. So you have to play the game through probabilities. If you're playing options, please take profits. Please. You can't just sit here and hold them endlessly unless you have deep in the money, because most people don't. They try to get cheap on options. And I hate people who trade cheap on options, especially when you're trying to give yourself time, because a trend takes time. You're not going to make it all in one day. You hope so, but you don't. And you don't get mad about it. So now with the SPY again, I think you're going to get down to this 394, 395 level. It's support resistance, but we're in the box, so it means you're getting there. What did we talk about? I don't know why I haven't. We said, how do you know when the market's going to start to confirm the bearishness? Well, look at this. Selling on the backside, VPA, real simple, right? What do we talk about on the monthly? You hit the point of the control. Sorry, let me zoom it in. Open it up. You hit up here. You got over 423. You even got it 430 too, and then fail. Look at this monthly candle. You got big red, big green. Again, under the 20 month, scary. Because let me show you the QQQ monthly. This is what it gets hairy and scary. I've said for what? Since literally August. Like, I thought we were blown off topping. Look at that, a doji. A doji at the highs. No, not surprised. The Qs have not sustained under the 20-month until when? Now. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. It's a bear market. It's just a matter of when. And again, people love to like, I'm just going to DCA and hold for the long run. And it's like, you're at the top of the mountain, lad. You sure you want to do that? You know? You might fall and you might get hurt. So, I mean, it is just is what it is. People have these trading thoughts that they somehow know what's going to happen. But it's like, it's just irrational. It's keep in mind, if your news source is feeding you how to invest, you're taking money, you're taking your investing ideas from the bookie. It's like going up to the pit boss at the craps table. What should I do, boss? And he's like, yeah, you should play that. Oh, and you should definitely play it. And you should do that. Yeah. No. You're basically being fed to the wolves and you don't know it. But that's what people do. They don't know it, so they don't. Whatever. This whole topic just gets so hairy. All right, QQQ. We hit my alarm. I still think at some point we're going to hit this like trend line here. Do y'all see it? Can we short arm it? Maybe. Eventually we'll hit it. Then I think we get a bounce. But it could be a day or two. But keep in mind, like the whack-a-mole game, that some things will go up, some things will go down. It's just going to be one of those things. New money coming in. There's probably some sellers. So if you're watching the Qs, I mean, close enough for government work if you want to take some profit. Because if you short it up here and you're loving it, like da-da-da-da-da, like you're loving it like that, then yeah, you probably need to take a little off. Just for sanity. Because again, I mean, we're sitting here playing blackjack. We're on a hot streak. And you just want to keep leveraging up and betting more. I want to put some in my pocket. I'm trying to make a living here. We run this like a business. We're not ridiculous gamblers. IWM, we said it leads the way. Look where it's at. Getting close enough for government work to the what? Our little target down here. What was the low of the day? 183.53. I mean, I guess that's close enough. Again, could the market rally tomorrow? Yeah. I took some profits today. I mean, I hit some things. And I just said, you know what? I'm going to take some profits. My October puts, don't care to take anything on. All the shorter dated stuff, some of these like leveraged stocks, yeah, took a little off. I mean, you have to manage it yourself. I am not an advisor. You're not paying me to advise you, and I never will. I want you to do it on your own. So we're at positions where it probably should bounce. Keep it simple, silly, stupid, right? The KISS method. Gold. I don't even want to talk about this stuff. I mean, again, every day I get told I didn't pick the bottom. I'm like, I put the arrow there for a reason. I thought we were going to bounce. Well, check out the point. Check out the monthly. I told you guys. It's a big cup and handle. 0.382 is what? Usually the max pain for a handle. 0.382. Hello, Moto. Now, but what do we talk about with gold? It's the retest king and queen. Do you think it's not going to retest? Remember, if the market maker is a volume seeking liquidity mechanism, what volume did they accumulate at the lows? Do you see anything? Because let me get out the magnifying glass. Oh, that looks like volume if you compare it against nothing recently. Exactly. But then you zoom out and you're like, whoa, look at that. They sold at the highs. Now they probably want to release that same kind of liquidity. They're going to get everybody who's paving the ways to get early and getting into it early to puke at the lows. That's what they always do. Have you not been there? I have. Thought about something like, oh, I'm going to be smart and get in early. I got blown out and then it went. That happens to everybody. Same thing with silver. Oh, Dan, you're early. No, buy physical. Got no problem with that. But again, nothing's safe. Nothing's safe. Here we're right back at the lows. Oh, you were wrong on silver. I was like, I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. Wouldn't let my enemies invest in it. Like, that's how bad I thought it was. Not trying to be mean, but that's just what it is. Gold bugs, they just don't want to hear it. GDX. Oh, I had to buy the miners. Making new lows. Goodbye. GDXJ. Oh, when's a good time to buy it? When everybody gives up. Now, I mean, again, I like to see the volume down here, but it's not like capitulation volume, but it does seem interesting. But if the market's going to liquidate, why would the miners be immune? Again, you're fighting the tide. AG. Someone told me weeks ago, you better hold and buy. This is going back to 20. See you at 6 or 7, Captain. Again, AEM. We do like this one as of right now because what? It's showing volume at the lows. Right? We talk about it. Like somebody has stopping power. It's not you, me, and everybody in this room who can stop the market from dropping. No, it's somebody with deep pockets. So wait, set your alarms. It'll probably retest. And again, even if it doesn't, maybe it fills the gap at 39. I don't know. Here again becomes the easiest answer. When is it time to buy? When the market pukes. I'm telling you, that's just the easiest time. And if you fight that, well, then you just got to learn it. I mean, again, people are like, oh, you're late. I'm like, whatever, man. You got to figure out your own lessons. You can either trust me, and I might be wrong, or you just get in early and you miss out on all these other great shorts and all this other great trading we're doing. I mean, it's really that simple. Yeah, pass. I told you guys, pass on it. And everyone's like, oh, you got to buy it. Look at that VPA. I'm like, that's not confirmed yet. Then you had an inside day, and I was like, well, look at the miners as a whole. Remember we talked about study the indexes of study the ETFs of the holdings that mirror these charts. And if the GDX is going down, is PAAS really going to fight it that hard? I don't think so. Newmont, I told y'all, leave this one alone. The big dogs got to buy up. They're going to have to like devalue their stock and probably blow out like issue shares. Leave these alone. Newmont, no sir. Letter X. Yesterday somebody asked, oh, is it going back to highs? Well, that answered pretty quickly. Wrong. Big red chewing gum. Got eaten up. And again, I'm not, people are like, oh, you're snarky and you're arrogant. I love seeing that. I'm like, well, imagine if you guys are the children who don't know your lessons, and I'm the parent who's watched this, and the people that I've mentored and mentored me are all looking and laughing at everybody losing, and we're just trying to win, and you're telling me, well, let's fight the probabilities. I don't ever fight the probabilities. I hope y'all see that. I don't fight them. If the 50-50, I don't play it. If it's 70-30, I'll think about it. If it's 90-10, then I'm going to do it. But if it's 50-50 and you want to like get rich doing the one-off event, then you're trying to like play the lottery. Then go buy lottery tickets. I don't know. Go to a casino. I mean, your odds are similar. But you're going to treat your retirement and your big capital? No way. So it hits the 200-day, boom. Now again, check the PE. Is it 1? Is it under 2 still? Probably. Nucor said the same thing. I mean, nothing's safe, guys. Nothing safe. You made a retest of the highs. Look at that red little gap. Goodbye. Oh, but you gotta buy it. No, you don't. VALE said many times. Oh, Dan, you missed the bottom. No, not interested. Let it at least fill the gap. Let's shop at the gap, right? CCJ. All right, uranium pokes. They just love poking me. And I know what? I don't care. Because again, I just don't. I think you have to realize like volume is there, confirmed. But who's buying the headlines? Like I don't like watching CNBC and my favorite stocks being talked about. I don't want anyone talking about it. Just like if you ever own gold and silver, by the time they start pumping it, run away. Here you go. You're up at some of these trend lines. Now again, I'm not shorting it here. I took a short, got stopped out, lost like 30 cents. Ooh, what you do? Not a big deal. If it goes higher, great. I just don't want to fight the odds. You guys want your AMC and your GameStops and your one-off penny stocks. I am always more worried about losing because it could look just like any of these other names. Arrow. I mean, it drops. Here you go. Boom. It drops 5%. Like I'm not trying to be a bull in a bear market. There's just so many better things to do. And if it works out for you, great. I'm not a hater. It's just I don't want to be a bull in a bear market. That just seems silly. Seems so darn silly. Why would you do all that? I don't know. People just like to gamble, right? That's what they do. So at this point, same thing with Arrow. Like, I'm sorry, I'm just like looking at stuff. I'm like, oh, I see something here. I think it's going to come back. I mean, here's the stopping power. Y'all see it down here. Look at the volume, and it popped back. I'm just sorry. It's a bear market. You're going to really fight to win in a bear market when the market's going lower to winning names. Hey, if you're in the room and you shorted CF, give me a shout out. If you want to put a super chat, even cooler. We talked about 3-gap trap, doji, professional gap, boom. I didn't take it, but I was excited for somebody who did because I'm like, man, this thing is strong. Like, we'll be looking for it at some point back down here in the 80s. But man, we talk about blow off tops. If you're not learning anything in this channel, I don't know how you can't. Like, you must be really trying to ingrain in your old ways. It's like you want to do the same things that didn't work. Go ahead. I guarantee we know the results. You're going to lose. 1-gap, 2-gap, 3-gap trap, excitement, blow off straight line, doji indecision, professional gap. I mean, you literally could do a video on just how technically easy this chart was. And you're like, oh, you didn't short. I'm like, I forgot about it. And also didn't get near the high. But I'm also in other stuff. But it's, I mean, I love that. Love that. Like, I get excited to see people show me winners. I tell them, like, if I take one of your trades, you're in the Discord room and you're in part of the family, I always tip the dealer because I appreciate it because you did the work for me. Somebody made me realize, like, ooh, that looks juicy, juicy J. Mosaic. I mean, again, we talk about others confirming it. Bye-bye. Probably going to see somewhere in the 40s. Let me pull an NTR because there's another one in this sector. Look at this chart. Hits the support resistance. Bang. CF. Now again, don't get excited that every day is going to be big red. Big bloody red. But just be aware, like, you got a winner. You got a winner. Let's talk about tech because, I mean, I until I get no more text that, hey, tech's going higher, I don't want to buy chips, dips, whatever. Chips and dips. People want to buy chips and dips. The irony there. Then we know we're not at the bottom. But we are into the support zone. Nice little wick today. If you took some profits, cool. Because remember, we talked about it, the Goldman Sachs Buddy Pass. Update or upgrade it so that all their friends can sell to their clients. How nice is that? Hey, Goldman told me to buy AMD. Oh, I work for JP Morgan. I work for Morgan Stanley. Oh, we got to unload. Hey, thanks, Goldman. See you at the bar, bud. Thanks, your clients bought all of our shares. Well, why don't you upgrade it for us later? Great, we'll do that. Thanks. Unreal. No fiduciary responsibility. And now you're back near the lows. Everyone's going to say, head and shoulders, here's the shoulder. Well, yeah. Let everybody pretend it is because it's a bear market. Let it bounce. Reload the short. And again, if you are long-term shorting, I take a week or two off. Put yourself in a position where you take some cash and then you can roll back in. I don't think you have to overtrade it, but I also wouldn't be like scared. You expect the bounce. Like, this is what's great. You're starting to realize I expect bounces. I don't expect straight line moves every day. SMH, look at that. Broke below 218, got down below it. Again, maybe it needs to fill the gap. It got close enough to my old trend line. 3 days of red, probably due for a greener. And that's what'll be funny is that all of a sudden you'll have one green day, and then you'll get 1,000 people and all the algorithms and the bots cheering on people to buy, and then it's like later. Again, if you don't realize, like I had somebody asking me, a nice guy at the gym that I play basketball, respect the dude a lot, very cool. He's like, I'm buying Intel for the long run, and I'm like, you couldn't. I didn't mean to be aggressive with them. I'm like, dude, no way, you're buying Intel. Goodbye, and not goodbye. I mean, they all become a commodity. I tell people, I'm like, chips, they all get slaughtered in the end. They just always do. Because again, if inputs are rising, they have no pricing power because Intel is making great chips. NVIDIA's making great chips. Everybody's making great Tostitos. Now they become a commodity. Uh-oh, margin pressures, undercutting each other, taking losses, selling, pressure, endless. It's like the housing market when they overbuilt. Too many houses. Oops, now there's no, now the buyers slow down. Not good, folks. So, whatever. We'll leave it at that. The fruit. Apple. Apple of my eye. Yesterday. Oh, we got to buy it. All right. Good luck. Meh. You got close enough to the gap. Did it fill it? Again, close enough for government work. I always tell people, do not bring a ruler to trading, please. You engineers out there. Oh, didn't hit my price. I didn't take any. It's like, your price. The market gave you a price that was close enough, but you didn't want to take it. Engineers are the worst traders because they can't wrap their head around what? Perfection. It has to be perfect. Now what? Expect the bounce, maybe. Goes lower. You're at this point where now it's 50-50. Do y'all see that? Where if you took some profits, you left some on, you left your core, it's 50-50. If it goes lower, great. All or nothing trading is gambling. You are now playing market maker, and when we're trying to follow them. But we also know what? It's a bear market. It'll go lower in time. Remember, we got in great at the highs. A lot of y'all did. High five. Super chat for that one, because that's worth $1. But no, point being, ultimately, like, if you're looking at this, it's the next wave down, right? Good luck. If you think you're going to be able to predict all the choppiness of it. But also, too, the more you're up, the less you own. I mean, I don't know. I get distracted sometimes looking at things, but I'm like, just listening to people telling me how to trade. I'm like, I just know you lose based on what you tell me. Tesla. Oh, it's so bullish, Dan. No. I'm holding this forever. Double top. 200-day. Remember who was here on Friday? Excellent short. Excellent. I love talking about Tesla. I'll do the rant I always do. For years, it was uninvestable. They don't make money. They live off of credits. Elon's an idiot. The one candle that changed it all. This big green one. Now retail's all in forever because they saw this one candle, and now Elon's selling and everyone else is, and retail's going to hold the bag. Dan, you don't know what you're talking about. Stock is great for the long term. Okay, well, there's been many of the Teslas in the past. You know, in the sense of winners. Now, again, maybe it wins the next cycle too, but I guarantee it's going to take a big dump. It's going to get smoked at some point. Whatever. Microsoft, Mr. Softy, hit our projected price zone in the 260s. I took some profit on it. I mean, that's a nice move, guys. 294 down to 260. Again, no super chats for me because I'm giving bad advice. I get it. No, I'm just kidding. I just laugh. People are just like, oh, you should go. I made my 5 points on Microsoft. I was you at one point. I would identify. Dan, all right, Dan, hunt this top. 200-day? Good, get into it. Drops 5 points? Cool. Now it'll retest, maybe. And it drops 30 points, and I'm sitting here going, I had bags of money coming, and I literally threw them away because I was too quick to take profits. Happens a lot. Happens a lot, folks. Expect to bounce probably 270, right? This is the one I took the most amount of profits on because I had Septembers. I had a lot of Septembers as well. Because I got in here and I didn't get stopped. I broke my own rules. I'm not perfect. But I also knew I had September and it was August. We know seasonality. Again, I had a fixed amount. So people always are like, there's a reason why when I buy certain amounts, I don't buy tons of them. Like if I lose 10 grand in options, it happens. You cannot expect to be perfect. Luckily, it popped up and I said, all right, I'm just going to give it the 200-day. And God willing, I didn't get over it, as you can see. Then I doubled down. So that's where it's like, you know what? I've got more Microsoft puts than I know what to do. I probably need to get rid of all my Septembers. Again, I took some Septembers off, and when it bounced, I bought Octobers and Novembers. Now I'm just left with Octobers. I turned a loser into a winner. I didn't puke up. But I also had confidence. Now, again, I could have been wrong. But I knew my loss. Like, that's why I hate when people go huge on options. Oh, 5 or 10 options isn't good enough. I get it. So they go in hundreds, and when they're wrong, total losses. Total L bombs. Google. Waiting for my favorite Google troll to tell me when she's giving up. She goes, oh, it's going to 140, Dan. Okie dokie. See you back in the hundos at some point. Her stop's at 99.99, and I was like, that's funny because I guarantee it'll get hit. Why? It's a bear market. Duh. Amazon hit the 200-day. Nice short. Again, if you're looking at tech, you expect there's a possible bounce. It's just, if you could time travel, you know you're going to win. Because the trend is our friend, right? If this is wave 3 down, the big kahuna wave, oh, you're going to win. But if you try to predict every move intraday, every 6.5 hour day coming up and all the moves of it, good luck with that. I don't have time for that. Honestly, I don't want to. I'm trying to show you how to be free. Freedom! That's the goal here. Roadblocks, things we talked about the bottom here. Volume. Rally back up, hit our target zone, backing off. Things you don't see if the market's bullish. What? This pulling back. Meta. Oh, we are cooking. 155 zone. You hit it today. Bounced. Cool. This is one I would put on your bucket list. I'm actually going to add it to my trading platform. Back, I've got Meta on there. Let's tee up some putties. Where is good old Meta? Because everyone keeps talking about, oh, it's a value stock. Get out of here. My value stock. The October 160s. Actually, let's go 165s. I want to add that to my watch list. You see a pop, pray it gets as high. I mean, again, this is what you love when you know it's a bear market and you're looking for rallies. You want what? You want these pops. I'm telling you, when you get to neutral and you take big profits and puts, and you know the market isn't going down in a straight line, it's no different than a bull market. Be able to add the dip and be like, yes, high five. Yes, high five. Yeah, always, I don't know. You really got to think about it from how hard trading is, but it isn't. But you and I make it. Sometimes it's mental. I get it. Put meta on there. I mean, how high? We don't talk about drugs on this channel, but how high? Yeah, here you go. 160. I mean, let me draw the box. I would think somewhere in this range. 20-day, come to daddy. It'll be like rolling down. All right. I called Lupus today and said, dude, you're going to be mad at me, but I'm calling myself in for a hate crime. I added more NDAQ puts. Oops. I went out long term and I just said, you know what? I'm buying them. Because I got stopped out of CCJ and I'm like, you know what? I've got these shorter dated ones that I'm going to puke up soon when I take my gains. And I don't think we're going to ever get back to these prices at some point. Because when it goes, it goes. Like, it's just like straight waterfalling. And I anticipate that. What puts did I buy? I bought 20 of the October 2161.70s. I think I'm down a couple $100 on them today, but whatever. It's a hate crime. Like, I got into it because I know this stock and it's irrational. But I think it's going lower in time. I'm just going to give myself time because I do have a lot of the old. They're now 60s. They were 180s before the 3-for-1 split. I'm going to be looking to unload those at some point. Outed. Oh, I think I had an offer. Yep, I didn't get some closes on some trades. So hopefully, again, if you have any questions about the names as we're going through them, great. At this point, it's just the waterfall is coming. The waterfall is coming. Just try to add on a dip. I added on the dip at least. I think someone was telling me they got an upgrade today. Awesome. Even better. Love it. Upgrade and then can't get anywhere. You smell that, friends? It smells like money. Fresh, easy money. XBI. You Lab D folks, I understand your pain trying to be perfect on this. Broke the 50-day and it rallied right back to like close right under our support zone. I still think it's going to get down here, but does it happen? I don't know. You're going to have to manage your positions. We talked about here's your upside target zone. Bounced. Remember we talked about, who was here for the 200-day? I don't know if any of the mods and friends that are here are like, ooh, there's your ad point. People are like, oh, I didn't take any profits here. It's like, it's okay. It's going to be okay. Here's your 200. Oh, I don't know. I didn't take any at the low. I'm like, it's a bear market. Oh, no, I'm good. I didn't take any at the lows. No, but it's a bear market. No, I didn't take it. Come on now. 200-day, bam. It's that simple. It really is. Let's run through some of these stocks that I always think people, again, my brethren at EXPI, they hate me. They're like, why don't you pump the stock? Because I'm like, well, fundamentals, A, don't matter. And B, the stock is busted. If fundamentals matter, this would be at 19. I'm not trying to sell this to people. I keep feeling it's like a lottery ticket. I hope it works. UTHR. Whoa, look at that wick today. Holy bananas. Holding. Remember, head and shoulders top. Talked about VPA bottom. Let me draw this for you. Talked about getting down here. Here was another little support zone. We talked about getting up to the top of the channel. Now you got a head and shoulders within a head and shoulders. You got a mini head and shoulders with a bigger head and shoulders. And that candle today, something good came out and you didn't close at the highs. Things you don't see in a bull market. All right, let's end it. No, don't forget financials. Your favorite. The XLF. Who takes the brunt of all of the world's problems? The banks. Who's gonna get smoked at some point? And when I say smoked, I mean like in the smoker. It's gonna be the banks. Probably somewhere down here in this 32 range. We are short FAZ. Heavy is, or no, FAS. Sorry. FAZ is the short one. We're short the leveraged bull one. Oh, so fun. And people are like, what's going on? Check out. Remember, all these trades start on the monthly funds. It literally hit the 20-month exactly. You couldn't even make it. Like, you couldn't even make it that better. Well, look at why it's hitting and holding here, right? Like, this is the support zone from 2006, 2007. The highs from 2017, the highs from 2020. Yeah, that's a bounce. And now what? You cut through it like butter. Game over. You smell that again? It smells like money. Morgan Stanley. Oh, but why would you short it? Well, hit our target zone. Look at this blue box. There you go. Now it's coming down the mountain. When she comes, she'll be coming down. Now, again, it might not be a straight line. So take profits. I just don't, again, I think the hardest part about the mentality of this is if you zoom out on the daily, and I told you I was bullish, you would say you got problems. Because you'd say, first of all, this is a bull trap, a fake breakout, right? And then fail. Here's your next oversold rally, fail. You try to do it again, fail. You're making new lows. Now you bounce back to the support resistance zone, and it fails. I'm telling you, at some point, waterfall is coming to town. JP Morgan, trash. Absolute trash. I'm sorry, they don't have a buyback now. Has no lift. Bearish. Let's end it with oil. Yesterday, it said, hey, you should probably short XOP, Exxon Mobil. Nah. Buy drip, nah. Look at that. We hit the 100-day. We hit our point of control on the USO. Mwah. Give it a kiss. Give it a kiss. And it hit it, backs off. Holds the 20-day. Now again, good start. What do we talk about? Natural gas. Didn't you say it looks like a bull trap? Gets over the highs and now it's flopping down. But Dan, oil and gas are safe. This word safe, I don't think you understand what it means, compadre. It's like, what was that movie? Princess Bride. It's like, I don't think you understand the way that word means, or whatever that meme is, or it's that Spanish-looking conquistador dude. It's like, you're misusing the words. Safe? There's nothing safe, my friend. XOP. Oh, it looked above it, and then we said, hey, if you shorted it yesterday, I was like, this wick is great, because now you're back right at 150, like 80. What a close. Game over. Now, look at the volume. Oh, but Dan, I don't know if the trend's changing. You don't know if the trend's changing. Okie dokie. I mean, you can draw it a million different ways here with the volume. I think it is. Now again, does every day have to be down? No. No, it doesn't. But just keep in mind, right? Like, what are you thinking here? Be safe. Okay, that's all I'm just trying to say. Be safe. Don't chase it. Don't jump into it. People are like, what's your downside target on Exxon Mobil? Well, let's go to the videotape. When you hit the channel high and you failed, why don't we draw a little channel low? I got to do better. Probably near term. Probably in the low 90s. You just have to remember, there might be new money coming in and people might buy oil. That's all it is. All right. You guys and gals, stick around if you want to keep chatting. I'm going to stop the recording, but I'm always going to remind people, if you're worried about inflation for the long term and you're trying to think like, what's the best way to make money and strategize to get paid and win long term? It's buy real estate. It's now a buyer's market. Yes, you're paying higher interest rates, but people here hopefully are making enough cash to put down the deposits because you want assets that are going to appreciate. There's a housing shortage. There's going to be. You can't build it fast enough. The cost to replace continues to skyrocket. Keep joking about Denver. Good luck if you find a house under $1 million here in a couple of years, single family house. If you have questions, that's what I do. I help people find that stuff. Let me be your agent. And even in another state, I refer you. I'll find you somebody. And then I can work with you to help with the process. All right. Turning it off. Love you guys. Appreciate all the love. Appreciate just, you do the work. This makes sense. If you think I'm just talking gibberish, I don't know. All right. Later. And we're still here. What y'all got? In terms of becoming a better trader, do you think we should take profits just for practice? I feel like taking a few weeks off, like you said, as I know, isn't going but down, but to become a better trader. It just depends, because That's a good question. There is such thing as profit pressure. Maybe some of you have not ever received it and known it and feel it, but there is a thing called profit pressure. If you look at some of our trades, you're going, holy bananas. I'm up a lot of money. This can't be real. This is not real. No, something's wrong. No. Again, I understand that. You have to learn it. But that's where layer in and layer out takes the pressure off. So it's up to you if you want to take off trading. Personally, like I said, I feel never in a rush. Do y'all notice that I always seem very calm and relaxed? Just very calm and relaxed. It's like I've seen it before. Yeah, let me do some fibs on it, on Joe. Very calm and relaxed. And seen it before. Nothing new here. Oh, thank you for reminding me. 0.382. Look at that. Thanks, Joe. I wish I could super chat you on that one. Nice. What are your thoughts on Apple? They have Apple event next week. I talked about Apple. Probably at some point pops back. Their Apple events are always sell the news, right? Like, what are they going to talk about? I mean, if you were bullish Apple and looking to buy it, I'm just warning you. Like, maybe you get like that kind of rally here. Maybe you get a 10-point day rally to draw back in the bulls. And I hope it does. At this point, I still think you got to fill this gap, which you got pretty close, and maybe even the 50-day. I'm not recommending shorting the lows. I promise you that. Let it roll if you got, but also expect to pop. That's why we're taking profits today on some things. Again, I'm spike trading NDAQ. I mean, I'm showing the monthly crap. Oh, I apologize. Somebody, man, I get so bad about that. Here you go. You want to short Apple? Where were you at the high? I'm going to go back to Exxon Mobil because you're right, Joe, the fibs fit. It's filled the gap. Just wait for it to rally. Oh, but I can't. All right, well, that's your impatience. You think it's always going to go in a straight line. That is such a hard thing to realize at some point, is that you don't realize you're right, but you can't acknowledge that times the trend's going to move against you. Nice call on Exxon. When the fibs fit, you got something. Yeah, 20-day and our spot. Mwah, give it a kiss. We're probably going to get down there at some point. Will it be tomorrow? Everyone wants to know, is that the question? No, I have no clue. None. Nada. Yeah, LOL, I want to short Apple. Where were you at the highs? Maybe you were at the highs. I don't know. If you're not short Apple, in this turbulent timestamp, gold should do very well. Oh, man. Thanks, Eric. I appreciate the laugh. I needed to hear that. All right, we're definitely not at the bottom. I know that for a fact. Gold ain't going to do well. No, it's not. Not till the Feds pivot. Thanks, Eric. You made my day. Sorry, I about fell out of my chair. No, it's not. Oh, man. It's like I know who's new to the channel, who's not. All right. As a long-term Uber bull, yes. Cup and handle. Gold loves to do what? Retest. Loves to retest. And this zone is going to be testy. So, again, if you want to buy it, go right ahead. I'm just going to keep shorting the markets. And it's going to go lower in your app and your gold. Who is this? Are you the guy who recommended gold and Tesla like 2 weeks ago? No, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry, Eric. I'm not trying to be mean, but this is just such a misunderstood trade. As someone who's traded gold for 20 years, no. Gold is the retest king, but also, too, just like uranium, just like silver, just like every metal, just like everything gets sold during what? The liquidation. They throw the baby out with the bathwater. Love gold. Buy physical. Get as much as you can cheap. But I'm just sorry to tell you that in this turbulent timestamp, gold would do very well. No, it's not. It's a liquidity-driven game. Show me, look who's buying down here. Where's this market makers buying it big? Where's that wholesale price that they feel confident that they need to go aggressively into? What? Oh, gold is manipulated. Oh, yep, it is. You deal with it. You learn to go. You just accept it. I love when people go, oh, the market's manipulated. It's like, let's just do what they're doing and stop whining about it. It'd be like knowing like a sports game was rigged and you knew it and you still bet against it and then you lost. It's like, oh, I know the refs are going to throw this game, but I still want to bet on the Celtics. Okay. Well, they lost. Dang it. Urgh. You already knew. It's like, why would you put yourself in a position? Eric, I hope I'm wrong because I love physical. I have physical, but I don't think people understand. Why did gold did not lose its safe haven? No, it is acting better. Think about the monthly. It's holding up very high and tight. It's a big copa y handle. It didn't lose its safe haven. It just isn't going fast like people want it to. It's not. No. The best time to own gold is going to be what? When the Feds, again, not even when the Feds pivot, when we anticipate they're going to pivot. Go look at the Fed Fund futures. 75 basis points next meeting. That's not a Fed pivot. Again, I do believe in gold will explode. I agree. Prophetic. I mean, I said GDXJ is going to be the trade. The absolute best trade. Because you want the juniors. You want junior. You want the juniors. Because they're going to get bought out. They're going to be ones sitting there with all of the big money or the big gold that needs to get bought out. I'm just trying to warn people. Like, nothing's safe. And they just don't get that. Oh, gold lost its safe haven. Well, did Bitcoin lose its safe haven too? No. When markets get sold, nothing is safe. Now, some things will hold up better than others. That's not, like, that's fair. But nothing's safe. And I'm sorry. I mean, I've said this over, like, I've traded gold so aggressively for so long and realized when I'm wrong that it's like, don't even touch it. Don't touch it. But I have to buy uranium. I have to buy gold. I have to buy silver. I have to buy Apple. I have to buy all of these stocks because they're on sale. No. You know when's the sale? When the market makers come in and wipe out everybody who thinks like that. Because they're going to wipe them out. They always do. The market's rigged. Yes, it is. It's absolutely rigged. They want you to puke the lows. It's a liquidity-driven mechanism. Show me the volume and I'll show you a bottom. Show me the volume at the top. Blow off. That was the market makers unloading. Look at that. Where do you see the replicating buy down here? You don't. Y'all don't realize, like, I know gold and silver in the miners. I literally have a PhD. All my biggest losses have always come from the metals market. I promise you, I know how to trade this stuff. But people, and again, I love, because I do have a lot of former gold, or I still have gold addict friends who are like, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. And I'm like, I'm just waiting for you to tell me when I'm going to be right. Or I don't hear from you every day. Brickheads. Yeah, at least brickheads I try to talk to about what I've learned from Who is Green. They can't, again, Riptide. Welcome to the club, bro. This club is going to be shutting down shortly. Our goal is not to educate everybody. No, because then the market changes. The goal is to what? Learn how this works, shut it all down, and then you guys are pitching me trades. We're pitching each other. We're helping each other out. And we're under the surface radar. We're not even in the market maker's realm. You know, maybe between all of our accounts we have, who knows, multiple 7-figure, 8 figures, whatever. We're not even like a fart in the wind. Not even a flea on or a tick on the dog. Nothing. I will be shutting it down because I don't want to have these conversations over and over. Is gold a good buy? Again, if you do your homework, and again, don't do it because of me. Do it because if you have a basketball and you think that all of a sudden you're gonna be able to go play in the NBA without practicing, I don't know who's crazy or not. Like, you got to learn this stuff. These are tools. You have to learn how to use them. You don't just pick up a tool and know how to use it. You got to practice. Some people practice trade, and I love the ones that practice trade because I'm like, your tuition is going to be free. And the ones who've actually been burned, and this makes stuff sense, they probably make money quicker. But they still have their bad patterns, which probably will get them in trouble at some point. Just trust me, that's what happened to me. I mean, again, I'm not here to... Again, the student is ready. The teacher will appear. Do not push this to people who don't want to listen, because I don't want them coming in the Discord room telling us how trading works. We know how trading works. Not reinventing the wheel here. We're probability-based traders. Oh, but what is your 100% certainty trade, Dan? What is the target here? What do you believe is going to happen always? You're misinterpreting everything that we talk about then, if that's how you want to trade. I promise you right now, These smartest people are looking at this going, holy crap. He is giving us the recipe for probability trading. He's not selling us some stupid course, or he's pretending he's a social media influencer trader. Look at this, 5 stocks to buy right now. No. 5 indicators that will make you money, guaranteed. No. How to make money in any market. No. That's no. I don't need to help anybody. People are like, why don't you charge? I don't need a charge. It pays itself. And I always ask people, if I'm making you money, donate to the fund for education, to grow the channel. Again, grow the resources, not necessarily for noobs, but for people who really need to learn. And people are like, oh, you're arrogant. You're going to lose at some point. Yeah, I know. I'm not worried about it. But I will be like any stock chart that's bullish, higher highs and higher lows. Like, that's the goal. I might be funny because my mom really thinks I'm funny. No, but I don't care to, like, you can't convince people of what they need to do. Y'all know how it is. It's like a fat person who needs to lose weight. It's like, stop eating. Nope, can't do it. It's like a person who has diabetes. Don't eat sugar. No, can't do it. It's like the reformed. It's like someone's been in a bad relationship. It's like, you need to look for people who are good people to date. Can't do it. That's what happens. You can't make anybody change. That's why this resonates with you or it doesn't. And if it doesn't, that's a you thing. Again, I'm not perfect. And people don't realize, like, my education cost multiple 7 figures. Trust me, I'm not as rich as I want to be. But I also realize, like, I just survived, and every time I survived, what? I learned a little more, I grow. I learn a little more, I grow. It's never that I couldn't make money. It was just how to not lose a lot. How to be smart. That's why I'm never like, people are like, oh, you know, don't you feel bad? I'm like, no. I've noticed, I don't care that my account balance isn't the highest it ever was. Not worried about that. I'll get there. I will get there, and I'll get there and more. Because again, every lesson learned becomes what? A tool. I've gone to lows, the lows of the market, and I know all the tools. I know what works and what doesn't. I go in there and I buy exactly what I need. So, anyway, any more questions? Chris, just starting my economics degree. How did I end up in here? Again, I have a finance degree in Spanish minor. It's worthless. They're not going to teach you. I mean, have you ever met a rich economist? No. No. If their economics degrees were worth anything in the market to make money, they wouldn't be pushing their economic policies. They'd be quiet as a mouse, just making money, printing money. No, what's that guy from the New York Times who's always wrong? It's like, name a rich economist. Again, you're trying to tell them what you think is going to happen, but the irony is, if you knew what was going to happen, you don't need to tell anybody. You would just make money off it. That's why I always joke at economists. Like a finance degree. It's like, oh, I got hired as a broker. They're like, hey, you have a finance degree? And they're like, you don't know crap. I'm like, no, I got this degree with all these books. It seems smart. No, you don't have a work market. I mean, again, I'd love if my finance degree was only my tuition. My tuition bill is much higher. Again, you can learn from my mistakes, or you can go make your own. Can't tell you what to do. Any other like questions? Because I feel like it's so funny how people are just very calm about this. I mean, I talk to people all the time. They ask me, like, what's going on? They're like freaking out. But the people in the Discord room, yes, Paul Krugman, that guy is a complete joke. Thanks, SM. No, it's just calm. Like, you've seen it before. I made a joke. It's like, people are like, you can't predict the weather. And it's like, well, you actually can. In the fall, it's kind of cold. Winter, it snows. Spring, it's rainy. In the summer, it's hot. I mean, again, the market makers leave crumbs, trails of crumbs. Do you just know how to recognize them? That was like a mouse scurrying, if you could hear that. Again, you have my attention. I'll give you another 10 minutes. If someone wants to like dig deep into a topic or a question or a particular stock, and if you ask me about a meme stock, I'll laugh. You know what I mean? I'll laugh. Someone will be like, what about GameStop? What up, ape? I'm like, all right. Definitely devolved into an ape. Your brain allowed you to believe that you could buy a really trashy company and expect to make money. It was a pump and dump. If you didn't know it was a pump and dump, then it's like in the game of poker. Like, if you're in a poker game, you don't know who the sucker is, it's you. Is this all cyclical, or is it just sifting through years of data? What's cyclical? Again, if you stop by the Discord room, let me pull up this. I mean, it's really, trading is really that. I mean, Anna Cooling figured this out, and it's like brilliant. Let me pull this in. Here are the rules. This is the rules to the market makers. There's 8 of them. Inflation always causes a recession. If you stop by the Discord room, it's all in there. All in there. Market trends. I mean, how does a bear market bottom? When everyone hates the stocks. When does a bull market top? When everyone loves them. Well, the meme stocks are going to define the top. It's just gonna. This is what it is. And if you believe the markets are like somehow logical, that's a problem. If you think the markets are easy, well, again, it depends on what your time frames are. Yeah, people are like, oh, I just buy and hold forever. And it's like, I would never hold through a bear market. No. Because you don't know how big and deep it is. And then also to your opportunity cost, you could have taken that capital and put it elsewhere. Oof. I mean, how many people do you know from the .com? Well, that's when I started trading. Like, I remember my grandparents got absolutely destroyed. And they were crying. And I was like, wow, holy crap. And they were like, what do we do? What if the market never comes back? And it's like, well, why didn't your financial advisor tell you to take profits? He said, we can't predict the market, Dan. Wow. We pay them all this money to teach us how to, or to coach us on how to, make money and survive with our retirements. No, they're just glorified sales folks. Why can't they answer the question on how the market works? Because they don't know how the market works. Yeah, people don't understand pay attention to the opportunity part of opportunity cost. Yes, they don't. I would, just like now, taking profits. Why do you think we take cash the more we're up? Because something pops up that shouldn't, and guess what? You short all over it. Some BS rumor comes out about Apple, and it pops 10 points, and you just go, oh, that's a gift from the gods. Microsoft pops 20 points on something. I don't know. Probably not. But like, never have it. Oh my God, I almost forgot. Netflix. Holy crap. Who else shorted it again? 2 days. 2 days. What a gift. Each day made 5 points. And people are like, oh, that's cool. 5 points. And like, yeah, 5 points on 10 and then 15 options with deltas of 80. People are like, oh, that's not a ton of money. I'm like, dude, that's a lot of money because it pays all of my mortgages. I love it. Here we go. Point of control yesterday. Boom, short. Took some money. Retested it. Didn't go long. Here it hits it again. First 10 minutes. Boom. Look at that. I took my money right here. Oh, Dan, you left points. I'm like, dude, that was free money. That was free money. Now it retests the low and chopping out. Oh, what do you know? Now, I don't care. Free money. They sometimes just throw this stuff at you. And again, I don't know what it's going to be tomorrow. But it was like XOP and Exxon Mobil yesterday. I'm like, I don't even really want a short oil, but this is just like obvious, or more obvious than I've ever seen. This is just easy. Give it to me. Yeah. Again, it happens every chart. Yeah, receipt, pops. No, they think everything's a straight line move. And it's just like, straight line move is what? Usually the end, not the beginning. Big gap down and then straight line, and now we've gone into chop purgatory for Netflix. There's no good investment for the long term always. There's only been one that has survived from the 1900s. It's been Exxon Mobil. All the other ones, some have done okay, but things change. There's no buy and hold forever. Again, think about the index, the SPY. Like, they rebalance. The QQQs, they're going to rebalance. They're not going to hold your turd stock that you bought in 2022. Your Zoom or your Peloton, your ARC ETF. Come on, man. What's another one? Lemonade, Snow, UPST. I mean, people are like, oh, you got to check the stock out. It's going to the moon. Yeah, it went to the moon and now it's in the dirt. Oh, but you got to buy it. Okay. Maybe it gets bought out. Maybe it goes up to 50. Good luck. I don't know. But if you bought it anywhere, at any point, you were literally a loser and you held it. You held it forever. You were a loser. And now all of this time passes and that capital is tied up in a loser. Do not be a freaking loser. Oh, but I'm going to hold Tesla forever. Oh my God. Retail is all in. Long Tesla. You need to be drooling at the long-term prospects of this getting absolutely destroyed. Oh, but the market's going to go up, Dan. Buy Tesla. I'm going to hold it. I bought Tesla up here. I've been buying it all the way down, Dan. Okay. All right. And again, remember, at the lows, your retail buddies are going to be the perfect counter trend, because they're going to be like, I'm selling it and done with it. This has just been such a dog. And you're going to remember this quote Dan said. He's like, when everybody hates it, maybe it'll bottom. But even then, maybe we don't want to buy Tesla. Maybe it'll be some other Tesla. Maybe it'll be Rivian. Maybe it'll be Neo. I don't know. Maybe it's a whole other company we don't even know about. Y'all get that? You just don't know. Any other last questions? Because again, that this is like, you have to think of the market as a game that's trying to take your money. Yeah, maybe it's lucid. I don't know. Don't know. But you do know how you know something that's working in a bear market? It holds up. It holds up really well. Because somebody can stop the drop. Took some techs off today early, I know, but I was expecting a pop. Didn't manage it to add before open. I'm expecting more pop before drop. Thanks, Dan. I'm not chasing, have core, and waiting for entries. Chris, that's awesome. I mean, again, you can't go broke taking profits. Rule number one. Duh. Number two that you have to be very, very, very cognizant of is what? The more something's down, at some point it rallies back, right? Like, it's going to pop back. It's a bear market, but it's going to pop back. Okay? And so if you're just patient, it's like Exxon Mobil coming to us, right? We talked for months that we knew the XOP was going to rally, right? Let's talk about this, because we shorted the you-know-what out of it, made a bunch of money, and everyone's like, oh, I'm short, and I'm short, and I'm short, and I'm short. And I'm like, just wait. Just wait. And it comes to us. You get in yesterday, you got in the day before. Remember talking about the XOP, you bought the drip under 14? Oh, what a gift. And it closed at, what, 1560? It came to us. You have that mindset now, Chris, with Apple or tech, whatever it is. If it blows out, just means it might be a little more volatile on the pop. But ultimately, there will be aggressive pops, because that's what volatility is. It's velocity both ways. And people don't get that. They see the VIX and they expect only down. No. The reason why a bear market is a trader's market is because the VIX stays elevated. It means up and down. If you know how to trade and you layer in, you layer out, but you know the trend, because it's a bear market. Again, it's different if you're shorting aggressively at the lows. No, but if you short aggressively at the highs and it goes in your favor, you take some off. It pops, boom! You drop a hammer on it after you take some money out of the account. Boom! Wins again. You do this, and then at the lows, you liquidate and you go, wow, I made 4 times that, or 5, 10, I mean, depending on your options, 10x what that would have done with stock by itself. And just buying and holding. You could have used options, could have used leverage ETFs. You could have used a lot of different techniques to leverage a trend. It's the same thing in a bull market. Why do people, I always tell people, like, when gold is ready, we will be printing money off of the gold bull market. So if, what's his name is still here, love gold long term, we will be printing money off of the gold bull market. Because every time it goes up and it rips higher, guess what? We'll take some off, and then it'll pull back, and then it'll go higher, and then it'll pull back, and then it'll go even higher, and then it'll pull back hard, and then it'll go huge to the moon. And we'll play that the whole way. It's just the reverse of a bear market. Maybe it's uranium. Maybe, I don't know. We don't know. I'm going to let my brain analyze the data and then decide then. Oh, but what's the best thing to buy now, Dan? I hate that question. I don't know. Let's see what the market makers hold up. Right? If the market for ABC stock commodity holds up really well when the market tanks coming up, that's a sign. You and I can't stop the drop. Somebody with big pockets who knows something. People are always like, fundamentals. Oh, let me read these articles. No, look at the price action. In a downward drying, like dangerous down market, guess what? Something that holds up says something. That's with CCJ the other day. I'm like, I like it. I think it gets pulled. But guess what? It's pulling back at some point. We'll see how high. I still think 16, 18, but what if it only goes to 21? And the feds now go, well, we know a bear market is here and the economy's weak and we're going to have to pivot. Maybe it gets back down to this 21 area. Dude. It's like going to eBay for car parts. You ask me a window regular, how am I supposed to listen for the best price? You just don't. You just really don't, right? You have to do a little homework. And the homework is what? It's to let the market maker speak. You have to be, if you can get to this point, neutral. Remember, it's the same thing as trading in and trading out. Get to neutral always. Always tell people, how do you know? I have this quote printed literally right in front of me. It's like, Dan, are you trading well? Trading well means you're neutral. Just because you have a position doesn't mean you have to be bearish. Let the evidence be it. And are you managing probabilities? Again, the further something goes in my favor, the more likely it does what? At some point, pulls back. Counter rallies. All the time. How simple is this? I'm trying to make it simple. But you have to remember, it took years for me to like unwind the complexities of things and see how really it is. You know how people see they can't, you know, they're in a bad relationship and everyone's like, you got to dump that guy or girl or friend or whatever relationship, and they go, you can't see it? That person is terrible. And you're staying with them? That's you, me, everybody else at some point. You're doing things that you don't even realize are wrong. And just till you just stop. And then you go, how did I get here? And it's no different like that relationship analogy. How did I get here? Why am I with this jerk? People don't do that. Most of the time they just quit. I just always realize like I have to analyze it. I was like, I got way too much knowledge here to throw this away and give up. All right, folks. I hope this helps. I appreciate the love and support, the donations, all of the content, like comments, likes, loves, subscribes. Just remember, like I said, this is not going to be around forever. This is way too valuable to not like shut down at some point, because maybe I disappear. Like I become sniped by the market maker themselves. Yeah, pull out before you. I mean, think about it. Like our goal is not to share the secrets with everybody. It's literally just once you get a knowledge base, and I've said, people who've been here for a long time, they know. They give me insights. They see my blind spots. I see their blind spots. You can't see everything all the time. Plus, I do real estate. Plus, I like to hang out. I like to go skiing. I like to go fishing. I like to live my life. My life is not to sit in front of the computer for 6.5 hours a day and then do 3 hours of work afterward and then do 3 hours of work before. That's not it. No. There's no reason to do all this and make money and just sit around and watch the market paint. No way. All right. If you got questions, again, stop by the Discord room. Link in the description below. Be thoughtful. And this is the thing. Like I always tell people, your account balance is the mirror. If it is not doing well, then you're not doing things correctly. Because mine, I don't know about you guys, but I'm up another like 15% in my options account. Another 3% in my trading account. After being up 60% on whatever Friday. Up another, 20% yesterday on the options account. Again, my account balances are telling me I am correct. You don't have to listen to me or anyone else. That's your mirror. If you are not making money, you are doing things wrong. But sometimes people go, no, it's the market's fault. No, it's this. It's it. No. Blame yourself. Take the power back. Take the power back. Realize you got to do things differently. And if I'm talking to you and you hear this, again, stop by the Discord room. Again, this stuff, I have so much content about this stuff because this is the hardest part. It's all mental. Why can't I just do what the market's doing? I mean, I kept asking myself, like, why? Oh, because I have these bad habits. Because I believe the news. Because I follow these people that are always wrong. They just cherry pick when they're right. All right. Y'all be good. Appreciate y'all. Be thoughtful. Be smart. Know that you know. That is the game. Know that you know. Because then you feel very relaxed and you don't overtrade. I'm telling you. I am calm, relaxed. Nothing surprises me. Once you know that you know, you don't FOMO, you don't chase, you believe cash is actually one of the best places to be in versus always all in. Talk to y'all later. Peace out.